This is Larry Henry at Gambling.com. Welcome to The Edge. I'm joined by my friend Casey Lewless. Casey is a sportsbook manager for two Penn Entertainment casinos in Northwest Louisiana, ESPN Bet Sportsbooks. Casey's market that he's in, Shreveport and Bossier City up in Northwest Louisiana, is the closest place to Dallas and Fort Worth, that metroplex, that you can bet legally on sports. So Casey gets a lot of business from over there. Speaking of not being able to bet legally, I am in Los Angeles right now. I can't bet legally here in Los Angeles because California also doesn't have legal sports betting. So I'm going to be driving over to Las Vegas, where Casey and I both have mutual friends. We both spent a long time in Las Vegas. Casey worked at and managed sports books in Las Vegas. So I'll be over there betting. Now, Casey, I'm a last second bettor. Can't do it in California legal. I'll be over in Nevada. What do I need to look at? Give me some good options to bet, parlays, props, straight bets. What do I need to look at? AFC champion Chiefs, NFC champion Eagles coming up in the Super Bowl. What are my best bets?
The reason Larry's in Los Angeles is because he's a world traveler. He's usually in Moscow or Rome or Switzerland or so. I feel like a witness protection program here. I got to get some better lighting for this, Larry. So I tell you what, everybody's sort of liking the same things. They're liking Kelsey to score a touchdown, Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns, a lot of Saquon Barkley propositions. We did take a wager yesterday for only $1,000, but the gentleman took Devontae Smith at 50-1 to win the MVP. And the main problem I have with that is for him to get two touchdowns, unless it's on a reverse or a handoff, is Jalen Hurts will have to throw him the ball and we'll get the credit for the yardage and the touchdowns. So not all the big action that we've taken so far has been Chiefs -1.5 or Chiefs -2. So I expect that to continue for us. I do have some stuff for you, Larry, and we're a little bit off our rocker as we usually are when I talk. So I'm going to go ahead and do an alternate point spread. I'm going to lay Philadelphia in 7.5. That used to be kind of a nail in the coffin because very seldom did they go for two or unless you needed two field goals to get on that odd number to get 8. So it's now likely. So as long as Philadelphia wins by 8 or more, for $100, Larry, you can win $325. Of course, you get your money back on that also. Also, I'm going to try some stuff with some backups. Doesn't mean they can't play, but I'm going to try Isaiah Pacheco, who's pretty much just had a game or two under his belt. I'm going to try him over 5.5 rushing attempts. I'm going to take the Kansas City tight end Noah Gray under 9.5 yards for his longest reception. Generally, you're looking at about 5, 6, 7 yards. He doesn't go right down the middle of the field. I'm going to try a winning margin of 13-18. Now, that's both teams, Larry, not one team. And there's a lot of prime numbers in that 13-18. You got 13, 14, 17, 18. Where as long as I'm gonna play both teams. I'm getting Philadelphia at 9-1. I'm getting Kansas City at 8-1. A lot of people would say, why would you bet both sides? I'm just trying to make you a profit at the end of the day, as long as you make a profit. So if somebody can win by 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, we're good there. Going on my backup team, Kenneth Gainwell, the running back for the Eagles, gets quite a few carries. Barkley had a little issue with his calf a week ago. So we're going to go over 9.5 rushing yards for Kenneth Gainwell. Lastly, I got a couple of wild things for you, Larry. So we're going to throw hockey in there, a hockey prop. We're going golf. We're going Waste Management Open in Scottsdale. So we're going to take Jalen Hurts passing touchdowns versus Jack Eichel's points in the Vegas Golden Knight Boston Bruin game. I think Eichel might get a goal or an assist, only one. And I'm going to take that Hurts throws 2 or more touchdown passes. If he happens to get 3 and Eichel gets a goal and assist, we're still winner, chicken dinner. Lastly, I'm going to take Hideki Matsuyama's 4th-round score in the Waste Management Open, which I figure will be somewhere around 67, 68, versus A.J. Brown's receiving yards. I think they're going to roll the coverage to him. I think the Eagles Devontae Smith will have success. but I don't think A.J. Brown will have as much. That being said, another thing that I'm down on are any kind of kicking props. They generally, punters don't punt as much, kickers don't kick as much because teams are going for it on fourth down more than they ever have in their life. So that's kind of the direction I would lead you to. Also, kind of shading DeAndre Hopkins. He's kind of a forgotten man there for the Chiefs at over 13 and a half yards, Larry. So what do you think?
I love it. I love all those options. Thank you for that, Casey. What do you think your spread will end up? Just straight bet the about point spread on the game on the Super Bowl Chiefs and Eagles.
So right now we're at 1.5. Kansas City minus 1.5, 49. I think we'll get to 2.5. We won't see 3. I think you'll definitely see 49.5. You might get to 50. You generally have to remember the public are optimistic people. For you to take the under, you generally need something bad to happen. So people are optimistic. So the general public likes to go favorite and over. So we'll see a lot of Kansas City to the over. The one thing that if you have a spread of 4, 5, 6, 7 or higher, a lot of the public likes to take the money line. Where for the lay player out there, you're just picking the winner of the game for a chance to win more money. And a lot of people will take that shot, put up that $100 bill to win maybe 280, 240. That's not really an option with a tight spread like this. So I think we'll see more and more action on the spread than we normally would because the money line's not really an option.
You going to take the over at 49 or the under?
I'm a little bit of a chalk eating weasel this week, so I've been missing my college basketball. I happened to go 12-1 the other day, and in my 2 and 3 team parlays, but I put it all to over 44.5. I moved it down a couple of points, and I'm going to take the over. It's just that both teams have been scoring way too much lately, so I'm leaning towards the over.
By the way, let me just put this in, and we'll talk about it come March Madness. I don't know anybody in the country who knows college basketball better than you, and I've always appreciated your advice on college basketball. We'll talk about that when that comes up. Thank you for all that, Casey. Let me move on to something else real quickly. You and I, longtime Las Vegas background, both of us, we're both big fight fans. You and I were talking off the record the other day about some of the big fights we saw in Las Vegas. Some of the people we knew, the referee Mills Lane, some of the big fights. Hagler, Hearns, on and on and on. We even talked about Livingstone, Bramble, and Raymars, Boom Boom, that big fight that they had. What you are getting back into the fight game at your casino. I remember back in the day, and you and I were talking about this at Caesars and elsewhere in Las Vegas. Boom Boom Mancini, by the way, I didn't finish his name. I saw that fight, Bramble and Mancini. It was up in Reno. But you and I both.
Limited in Reno, were you, Larry?
Yeah, I was.
Reno.
No, man. Hey, listen, I love Los Angeles and Las Vegas, but here's the thing: there's nowhere I'd rather be than in your casino, Margaritaville or Boomtown, and that's where I plan on being. By the way, March 1st for a fight you've got coming up. And let me talk to you about that a little bit. You were talking about how you and I were talking off the record the other day about how the fight game is really good for foot traffic at casinos. It's like you told me, there's nothing like a big fight in Las Vegas back in the day. Tim Dahlberg. Right?
Oh no, fight night is
and you're
whole ordeal.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Casey, but you're revived. But think about Tim Dahlberg, a guy who wrote for the Associated Press, has a book called Fight Town about Las Vegas. It used to be massive. Now
I actually have the book.
You're getting fights going again. Why? And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there seems to be the demand, and I mean the sport has lost a little luster because some of the guys went to fight mixed martial arts, and we can't get the top guys. But right now, Benavidez, who we got this weekend, and Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, and there's really some guys coming up. They gave us an option. We have a beautiful sports book, best in the area, 2 stories. I have a 44 by 25 foot TV. There's really nowhere else you want to watch the fight, and where it's beautiful for 2 hours to sit there. You get 3, 4, 5 good fights. They're starting to put better fights together. They gave us a great price of about $5,100 for 2 pay-per-views. If you make it affordable, they will come. Um, generally we're doing things a little bit different. We're not charging you $25 at the door. There's obviously that expectation that you purchase your food and beverage, but we're not hitting people hard where it comes. And I love fight night anywhere. Um, we go back to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. recently. I was at a pool hall here, and you couldn't even move. So it's there. You just got to give the people a good product, and they will come.
I always love a bookmaker who hangs out in pool halls.
I got the witness protection thing going here.
No, hey,
I know Two Guns Tommy Canale.
Hey, you and I both know guys in Las Vegas who really have been in witness protection. No, you do not look like you're in witness protection. You're in a theater in one of my favorite places in the world, your casinos. Casey, thank you so much. By the way, what were you telling me? There was a guy who came in and put $1,000 on a prop bet the other day. Did you tell me that?
So he actually made two wagers. He put 1,000 on Devontae Smith at 50-1, and he threw 400 on Beckner, the kicker for the Chiefs. Which that's a huge payout at 250-1. But so one more thing, Larry, I appreciate you always doing these for us, but come see us, come sit at a bar with me, tell a story. I'll tell you about when I was at the fights with Barkley and Don King. I got a million stories. Come see us. You come once, you'll be.
Nothing better than a bookmaker who hangs out at pool halls. New Don King.
I got coconuts on the shirt today, Larry. I've gone all
out. Favorite bookmaker. We're going to talk to you about college basketball coming up. Bottom line, if I leave California because I can't bet legally, drive over to Nevada before the Super Bowl. Want to bet? I'm telling you, I want to bet the Chiefs. I just can't bet against Mahomes. How you were saying it could go up 2.5, 3 points. At what point do I not? What's giving up too many points on the Chiefs?
Don't give more than.
So I can bet 1.5, 2.
Yes.
Okay.
All day long, but I'm gonna step out a little bit. I'm gonna go 34-21 Eagles.
Very interesting. Casey Lewless, sportsbook manager, ESPN Bet sportsbooks, 2 Penn Entertainment casinos in Northwest Louisiana. Great part of the country. You got Barksdale Air Force Base up there. You're the closest legal in-person sports books, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's going to be that way probably for a while. I don't know if they're ever going to pass sports betting in Texas or in California.
Me and Larry will open our own book together.
Look, man, they need to legalize it in Texas and California. We need to get it rolling. Casey, great talking to you. Look forward to sitting at the sports book with you. Thanks for being on, Casey. I want to thank everybody else for joining us. I'm Larry Henry at Gambling.com. Thank you for joining us on The Edge.